All right, so the first poem I'm going to read from Fat Girl, shoe model, foot model, is The Banquet. I'll read this one, and then I'll tell you the story. In a seasoned chicken salad, the home-baked croutons chide the chives. They are the third course. First, we had halved baked potatoes, smothered in sour cream, followed by snow pea soup. After the third course, the flaming fajitas are placed, their sizzling juices torching the tiniest of taste buds. I gorge, thinking, wanting, needing the cold calm of cherry cheesecake. It comes on a white plate, drizzled with white chocolate and sporting a sprig of mint like an Easter bonnet. After the final course, I excuse myself from coffee and instead take a few sips of Ipecac tea. So that poem, this is where I say I went back and found old poems. I wrote this as an undergrad in college. I was sitting in Fred Chappell's modern poetry class, which he was not teaching us how to write. He was teaching like The Wasteland and things like that. And I just got this idea and started writing this poem down. It's one of those rare ones that came up almost completely formed. And then I was in the little student literary magazine. This wasn't in there, but they said, read the poem that was in the magazine and then like read a new one or something. So I was like, okay, terribly nervous, I'm gonna read this. And in the back, after I read it, I hear Fred chuckle. About died. It was like a shiny moment. I was like, of course I would never get rid of the poem, but then how long did it take before it was ever published? That would have been 10 years before it finally ever saw the light of day. So you never know where they're gonna go, right? Okay, and I did tell you I was gonna read the last
one. So was that really you eating then, or is it just a thought you had?
I don't know where, I have no idea where it came from.
Okay, you hadn't been in the banquet and
no, and I think it may have been partially because I recently saw the word Ipecac, and I mean, how fun is that to work that into a poem? Although some people won't know what it is, and I almost at the end want to go, if nobody laughs, then I'll explain. By the way, here's what Ipecac tea is. But I was telling you guys, this is the one that probably started the series, so I'll read the last, it started the series, but it's the last one of the book. So I'll read To the Fat Girl at the YMCA Pool.
Okay.
You think you have breasts because you wear a padded bathing suit, a woman's suit with strategically placed tropical flowers, but your pre-puberty nipples only stand up like diligent erasers because of the fat pressing beneath them. Not because they have expectations of boys, of babies, of want. You lumber after your friends, one in a Hello Kitty suit, the other in a blue striped one piece with white applique flowers. Out of the pool, you pull on your jean shorts over your wet, thick thighs. I want to tell you my secrets. To play small, to towel off behind curtains, to ignore the places you can't quite reach. And that was fun to write.
And that was first published in the Mule.
In the Dead Mule, yeah. I think that may have been one of the first things I sent to you.
It was.
One of my first.
And I loved them. I loved them from then.
I love that poem. And actually that was, a lot of it's made up, but I did see a little girl at the pool and I just felt for her. Because, you could tell she just, the kid who splashes too much and is too loud, and not even if she's necessarily a chubby kid, but just that kid who doesn't quite fit in.
she had that gave you the idea for the poem.
Yeah, and then I was like, let me dive in. All right, I'll read one more. Ellen, you want to read something? You want to read?
After you.
Okay.
You're the feature.
She's only going to read 7 minutes?
We can always take turns or.
Great.
I don't know what to read.
I'm glad the ticket's inexpensive.
I know, right? Such cheap, for you got your wine. I'll read a shorty I've never read before real quick.
Okay.
All right, this little one, this will be my last one for this. This one's called Fat Fingers. In my lap, I clasp my hands tight, straining the white gloves I borrowed for today, the baccalaureate service for the seniors, our upperclassmen. My duty then as junior marshal was to line them 1, 2. I tried to hide my gloves' ripped side. So I'll show you. That was a minute, so it's a little form that you can write in. But so that one sadly actually happened. I borrowed my friend's gloves. Who has white gloves anymore? But I had a
Grandma's.
Yeah, but I had a friend who they all took dance. And so I borrowed their gloves and I felt really bad giving them back, like, you have tiny hands apparently, I do not.